Hello everyone, welcome to part 15 of Laravel API tutorial. Okay, so in this video we are going to work on Laravel API user authentication once again, and this time we are going to work on Laravel login API. In last video we have seen Laravel register API, in which we have registered the user from the API to the app, and now we are going to do work on login API, in which the user will log in with email and password, and new authorization token, new API token will be generated for the user for further API calls. Okay, so here you can see that we are registering the user in users table. In last video we able to register the user in user table along with the API token that can be used for further API calls like my account, profile, add to cart functionality, place order. Everything is based on this token. Okay, so this will remain the same for the user. For every user it will remain the same, and once the user will log out, then this token will expire, then this token will go away. We will delete this token. Okay, so we will keep this token after login as well. So every time when the user will log in, we are going to generate new token that we will going to use for further operations after login. So let's start. Like we have generated the registered user post API in last video, now we are going to create login user post API. Okay, in which we are going to use email and password to login. And here you can see in register API we are using name, email and password to register, but in login API we will use email and password to login. Okay, so let's start. Here we will select post, and the API URL will be like in the same way like we are doing there. HTTP, we can pick this one only change we need to make here login user like this. Okay, so we are going to make such kind of route in api.php file. So in header, in body, we are going to use the form data once again, and we are going to send email as well as password. Two things we are going to send. Okay, so email, any email we can pick which we have created so far, along with the password. Password we assume that we have registered with 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so we are going to create this route in api.php file like we have created for a registered user. So now we are going to create the route for login user. So we are going to create here login API. Okay, so this one is for login user, and we are going to update the API token and return the API token as well. Okay, update and return API token. Okay, with this API. So we are going to generate the post API once again, and here it will be login user, and it will be API controller at the rate of login user like this. Okay, so we are going to create this login user function in API controller. So here we are going to create this function like we have created for registered user. Now we are going to create for login user. We can create after registered user. Okay, public function login user. This is our function. So once again we will use the request here to get to receive the posted data from the form data. Okay, so this is the same way in which we have we will get the data from the form data. We assume like this is our Android app. Okay, so this is the form, maybe the form in Android app, and this is the email and password the user is going to fill. Okay, so this email and password we can do with Postman like this. Okay, so it is similar to that scenario. So now we can get this data in post. If $request is method post, okay, so we will get the user data, $request input, whatever the data is input. So first of all, we are going to check whether the data is coming fine or not, whether both email and password is coming fine. Okay, like this. So once I will click on send, see, we are getting both email and password. Okay, so it is working fine up till this one. So now first thing, we want to check whether the email exists in user table or not. Okay, so this is the first thing that we need to check, and other validations as well before login. So we can use the Laravel validations with validator class once again, like we have done in registered user. So this same kind of validation will work here as well. So now I'm going to copy these validation with rules and custom message, and will make changes, so it will take our time. If you don't know that how to add validations or how to add these validations, then please go back to the earlier videos where we have explained about these Laravel validations in detail. Okay, then you will get a complete idea that how to add this validation. So I'm going to copy this validation so that it will save our time. I'm going to add here for our login user, and then see, we don't require name here, so I'm going to remove the name validation from here. This one we require email and password, but here also we require, here instead of unique we want here exists. We want to check whether the user exists, whether the email exists in users table or not. So exist validation will come up here. So here we are going to write email does not exist in database, okay, or users table. Okay, so now it seems to be fine. Password is required, valid email is required, every other validation seems to be fine now. So now see, if our email is not valid, I'm going to comment this one, and see if the email does not exist, like if I will pass something, some other email ID like this, then I will click on send, then it will show the error message, the selected email is invalid, and it is we are passing the error message with 422 error code. Okay, so the error message will come, and even if we will not add the valid email, okay, or we not fill the password at all like this one, then again the validation will work fine. Here you can see both email and password need to be validated, both need to be corrected. Okay, so now I'm going to use the correct email. I'm going to copy this one, and with the password. Now the only thing that we need to check, we need to check the password. Okay, and after that, if password is correct, then we are going to generate the new token for the user, so that that token can be used for further API calls. So now let's check for the password here. Okay, so here we are going to fetch user details. First of all, fetch user details, and here dollar user details will come here, user details. Okay, and user, then where condition email, dollar user data. We have the email, so we can get the email from first. Okay, so now we have the email. So now we are going to verify the password. So there is a function, Laravel function, password underscore verify. We are going to use this function. So here our that password will come that the user have entered in user data. That password is coming. So first we are going to give that password here, and here the password will come that we are going to fetch from the database with the query. Okay, so here this password will come. So we are going to match both, and we'll see if both match, then we are going to update the token. Okay, so that token can be used for further API calls. But first of all, we are going to write like echo password match user can login. See, email we are checking earlier on in our validation itself that email is matching or not. Now password we are checking. So I'm going to click on send here. See, password match user can login, so both email and password are correct. So now we can able to update the token here. So once again we will generate new token here, API token equal to str random with random str function of Laravel. We can generate new token, and now we can update the token as well for the user where email $user data email. Now we are going to update the token API token like this. Then we are going to return response. We are going to set the success message that the API token has been updated, that the user login successfully. This message, not the API token, but we will send the token. We are required to send or return the token as well, because the app developer required to use that token for further API calls. He is going to save that token so that token can be matched, and we will keep showing the user as logged in, okay, in the app until when the user will not logged out, we will keep the user logged in. So maybe this token. So now we are going to show the status as true, and message we are going to show the message like user logged in successfully, user login successfully, or logged in successfully, logged in successfully. And the last thing, we are going to show the token as well here, token. Okay, so we are going to show the same token. Okay, fine, token here, $API token, okay, like this. And with 201, once again we are going to use the 201 status code. Okay, so here we are going to do like this. And if in case the password is incorrect, if it will come in else condition, then we are going to again show the error message here. So we will give the message like here we are going to do return response JSON, and in that we are going to give the message like first of all we are going to give the status as false, and message we are going to give a message like we are going to give password is incorrect. Okay, password is incorrect. And with 422 status code, that is for the error message. Fine. Now if I will give the wrong password like 7, then see, it will show the error message false, password is incorrect, status is false with the 422 error code, so that the app developer can show in app that the password is incorrect. Okay, and if the password is correct, then we are going to generate new token and will send the response like status true, message user logged in successfully, and token with the new token, and the same token will be saved in the database. So you can see FSFJ. This is the token that we are using here. See here. Okay, so the same token is here for the user, FSFJ something. So, this one, FSFJ something and FSFJ something. Okay, so I hope that this is very much clear. We can able to update the token for the user, and if we are going to log in with some other user who don't have the token, but we will generate the token. Like for this user, I am going to log in for some other user and click on send. See, user logged in successfully and token will be rejected. Now in second column here, also new token you can see. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so the same token S6G S6DG, so same token we are returning with this login API, so that app developer can use this token for further API calls. This token is very much secure. So now our login API is secure, register API is also secure, login API is also secure, and we are using both without using a standard passport package. See, the purpose of these videos are the basic ones for the beginners. First you must learn how to use these APIs without any package. Okay, if I will straight away take you to the package, then it is not good at all. First you need to take the first steps, then we will move forward to the next one, so that you will know the basic knowledge about the APIs. Okay, now in next video we will also work on the logout. So logout is very important here as well, because we want to complete this one, login, registered and logout. Okay, so we are going to work on logout API as well. After that we will work on the passport APIs. Okay, so that for the user login and register. So stay tuned for that. Have a nice time. Goodbye.